4. Why did Jesus send the legion of demons into the pigs?
Well, that's a very interesting question. So let's open our Bibles. Do you have your Bibles? Let's go to Mark chapter 5. And in Mark chapter 5, we find the story of when Jesus passed over the lake in the middle of the night. He arrived in the country of the Gadarenes. I've been in the country of the Gadarenes. I have filmed a 10-part series where all of this happened. It's everything the Bible teaches about demons. You ought to get that series. That is really a remarkable series. But when you come to Mark chapter 5, the Bible tells us about the demoniac of Gadara. And there's some very, very interesting things about this demoniac. For example, when Jesus commanded the demons to come out of the man, they didn't come out. In fact, Mark chapter 5, verse 5 says, "For he said unto him," and the Greek says he said and said and said and said. Jesus kept saying and kept saying and kept saying, "Come out of the man, thou unclean spirit." It means at first, these demon spirits did not budge. And this was unusual because Jesus usually cast demons out with a single word. And now they're not coming out. And the Greek tense means Jesus literally said, "Come out." I said, "Come out." I said to you, "Come out, come out, come out." He kept commanding them to come out. And when they did not come out, that's when Jesus asked him in verse 9, "What is your name?" It's the equivalent of saying, "Who in the world are you anyway? Why aren't you coming out?" And the demon answered saying, "My name is Legion, for we are many." Well, this explains why they were not easily coming out. This man did not have a demon. He had an infestation of demons. He had a legion. A legion is about 6,000 demons. Now, Joel, when I first studied this, I thought, how in the world do you put 6,000 demons inside one person? But it means our spiritual capacity is much bigger than we realize. This man could hold 6,000 demons. Well, then how much of God can I hold? If he could hold 6,000 demons, it means I've got more space for God in me than I've ever imagined. Our spiritual capacity is enormous, and we need to pray that we be really filled with the Spirit of God. But this demon said, "My name, he is the elected demon that is speaking to Jesus for the rest of them. My name is Legion. There's about 6,000 of us in here, for we are many." Verse 10. "And Jesus and the demon besought him much." The word besought means prayed. The demon prayed that he would not send them away out of the country. Verse 11. "Now there was nigh unto the mountains a great herd of swine feeding." Well, first of all, there should not have been any swine. This was the land of Israel, and these were unclean animals. The people of God were not to partake of pork in those days. Then it says in verse 12, all the devils. Now wait, up until this time, one devil has been speaking to Jesus. But now Jesus keeps saying, "I said come out, I said come out, I said come out, I said come out." Jesus is putting so much pressure on these demons until they're all stirred up. And now rather than one demon speak through the mouth of this man, the whole legion is speaking. 6,000 voices coming out of this man's mouth at one time. That's why the verse says, all the devils besought him, saying, "Send us into the swine, that we may enter into them." And here we find a truth. The demon spirits don't like just to roam in dry, empty places. They want to indwell something. Demons will live in a dog. Demons will live in a cat, believe it or not. Demons will live in anything that they can occupy. And if they weren't going to be able to stay in this man, the demons saw there was a herd of pigs there. They said, "Hey, send us into the pigs." And this tells us something else. Pigs were low level, filthy, dirty, disgusting, and it tells you that demons are willing to live in anything. They're low-level creatures. "And all the devils besought him, saying, Send us into the swine, that we may enter into them." Verse 13, "And Jesus forthwith gave them leave, and the unclean spirits went out and entered into the swine." And in a certain sense, Jesus was giving us a lesson that if demons belong anywhere, they belong in low-level, stinking, disgusting pigs. But notice what happens next. "They entered into the swine, and the swine ran violently down a steep place into the sea. And there were about 2,000 swine," which means every swine got a couple demons, "and they were choked in the sea." But when you read this in the Greek text, they were being choked, it says in the Greek, as they were running into the water. They were panicked. Suddenly they were taken with all of these demons. Well, the man had had the legion of demons. We don't know for how long, maybe for years, but he was alive. He wasn't dead. They hadn't killed him because the man had a mind. And as long as you have a mind, you have a choice. You can resist. And we know this man had resisted those demon spirits, and he was still in control of his mind because when he saw Jesus, he ran to worship him. The demons could not stop him. He could exercise his willpower. But pigs have no willpower. And when the demons came into the pigs, what did they do? They annihilated themselves. And here Jesus is saying that if demons have free reign to do whatever they want to do, they will just annihilate. They kill, they steal, they destroy. They're low-level creatures who are even willing to live in dirty, filthy, disgusting creatures. Here a demonstration of how low-level are demons and what they will do if nobody resists them. It was really a lesson for us to understand something about demonic powers. Next question.